Hey everyone, Erin here. Welcome to another casual garden stroll. The condition report for today is this. Hang on, let me get my mic in the right place. I'm wearing a whoopee because there is a decidedly unsummer-like chill in the air that I am not here for. I do not approve of this. I am a summer girl. I feel like I just took the whoopee off like a month ago. It's way too soon for this. We're not even at Labor Day yet. And we've got highs this week in the high 60s to low 70s, and some of our lows are in the 50s. Actually, and farther inland from us, they're talking like 40s, and unacceptable. The other thing is that we've had a massive mosquito hatch. You might have seen that Wisconsin, well, actually southeastern Wisconsin, had like big rains a couple of weeks ago. And we escaped the terrible flooding that Milwaukee had. But we had about 7 inches of rain in 30 hours or so. So there's been a massive mosquito hatch. And it's kind of the first time all year we've had mosquitoes. So we have no mosquito repellent around. And of course, you can't buy it now. So the mosquitoes are actually kind of intolerable. Now, it's sunny out and it's really windy, so I'm hoping maybe it won't be so bad. But even yesterday, the sun and the wind was just no relent from the mosquitoes. Okay, we're going to start today by 2 pieces of viewer mail. This is part of the postcard project. This is where for about, gosh, it's more than 2 years now, I think, I have invited you guys to visit a garden and send either a postcard or whatever, sharing your favorite parts of it so that we can all share the inspiration we get from going to other gardens. If the camera is moving, I'm trying out a new toy, that's what's happening. Okay, here we go. So many great gardens in the Brandywine Valley. Chanticleer is one of my favorites and reminds me of your garden, which, by the way, that is like the biggest compliment you could give me, because many of you know that I am, this is from Karen, by the way. Many of you know that I am, probably more than any other garden I visited, I am very inspired by Chanticleer. And so I think probably some of that inspiration, maybe if it reminds you of my garden, Karen, then maybe some of that inspiration is starting to play out in my garden. So, I mean, I adore Chanticleer. So if it has any remote resemblance, my garden has anything that reminds you a little bit of Chanticleer, I'll take it. Notice your castor bean and want to share that the ones I started in pots are over 6 feet and flowering. The direct sow plants are about 3 foot. Love your channel. I started mine in ahead of time. I got to start a lot earlier. In fact, I'm going to say that so many of my things that I started early inside this year, I'm not happy with how things went with things. So I have to really take a look at what the heck's going on. I'm really going to evaluate what I need to start inside and what I don't need to start inside. And try to start fewer things but grow them better and start them. I mean, keep saying start them earlier. I feel like I don't know when I started those castor beans, but I should have started them a lot longer ago. So I gotta that will be part of the winter programming for myself, just analyzing how I'm using that space that I have to start things inside, and maybe why I did not have a ton of success. This is not the first year that's happened either. I kind of think it's too cool in the basement for some of these things, and certainly things like castor beans would be among those. They want it warm, they're tropical. Okay, this is from Cindy. Cindy says, I discovered your channel a few months ago and I have so enjoyed your videos. I am sharing information about a historic landmark garden in Washington State, not far from where I live. The original owner of the property began gardening there on a 5-acre piece of property in 1908. In 1925, it was expanded to 10 acres and became Lake Wold Gardens. In addition to the beautiful gardens, there are beautiful historic buildings to see. Annual events include Mayfest, Fairy Fest, All Hallows Eve, and Winter Solstice. The garden includes a lot of native and rare plants. I'm also including a pamphlet from, this is, by the way, this is Lake Wold Gardens pamphlet right here. I'm also including a pamphlet from the Northwest Network. It lists a lot of parks and horticultural organizations in the greater Seattle area. I thought if you attended the Northwest Flower and Garden Show again, you might want to visit some of these great destinations. With much appreciation for all you do. This is from Cindy in Steilacoom, Washington. What a great name that is, Steilacoom. Zone 8B B. Blows my mind that Washington is zone 8. This is the Northwest Network. It's from the Garden Conservancy. And this lists all of these great gardens that are part of the Garden Conservancy. So northwestgardens.org, if you want to check that out, if you're going to the Pacific Northwest, maybe you want to check that resource out and find some great places to go visit. Thank you, as always, you guys, for sending in your inspiration. I think we all appreciate it. And pretty sure that tomorrow, Monday, actually, I am visiting a garden that many of you have told me that I need to go see, and I'll be seeing it for the first time, assuming everything works out. I'm not even going to tell you what it is, because if it doesn't, then you won't be disappointed. All right, let's go on a tour. Well, I'm not going to lie. I've not been doing a lot in the garden because of the aforementioned things, but also because it's just that time of year where I like to kind of enjoy it. So I'm starting to see some like weeds popping up here and there, and the containers. Yesterday, this guy got so dry. He really needed some attention. In fact, today we got to do full-on container maintenance with fertilizing and maybe some pruning, things like that. So that'll be on the agenda for today. Is really a bad dahlia year for me. I'm still waiting for so many of them to bloom. Crichton Honey's been doing great, but like, for instance, this is my first waltzing Matilda bloom right here of the, entire year. Oh my God, you can see the mosquitoes. So I'm a bit bummed because, obviously it's starting to get cold now. I mean, they'll keep going, but we got some pretty butterflies over here. Let's go take a look over here. Look at this guy. Oh no, don't go away. Come back. Oh, I don't know what that was. It was a black one. Yeah, just your good old-fashioned monarch here, but where did that black guy go? Anyway, Agastache always full of pollinators. I actually have, this is funny, this is a Japanese anemone. I don't know which one it is. Years ago, it kind of started taking over this bed, so I pulled it out and I moved it. And it never grew where I moved it to, but a little bit of it always has been left here in this garden, and I leave it because I do love it. I just didn't love that it was like taking over the whole garden. So this is what you'll see. This is what I mean about like the dahlia situation. Again, I mean, this whole thing should be full of blooming dahlias, and really there are very few that are actually blooming, although I am really loving this guy. This is, come on, focus for me. What is this? Butter something? Really cute. I love those little pom-poms, but the whole front of this was supposed to be full of those. So, I did plant the dahlias later. So I mean, it's not just the weather's fault. The banana, though, is living its best life. This was a new one this year, if you recall. So that is growing quickly. We're starting to see, because of the wind, we're starting to see a little bit of wind damage on the leaves. Although it's interesting that there's like a whole chunk. Can you see this? There's like right there. There's a whole chunk of leaf gone. That's interesting. And the ends of just one look like they got eaten by Japanese beetles. It's interesting. Over here is the Bad Hair Day Mangave flower spike. Look at how tall it's getting. Last week it was probably 3.5 feet when I showed you this. We're 5 feet now, I would say. I think it's probably going to get, now that I see other people's, I think it's probably going to get like 8 feet tall probably. So we'll just keep watching it. We'll just stay on Mangave flower watch. This is the foliage on it. It'll be fun to see what happens there, even though that means the end of the plant. Really can't say enough about this cherry caramel phlox. This is an annual phlox. It's still blooming. I've not really fertilized much over here. I don't fertilize in the ground as much as I fertilize in containers. And I do keep picking it, and it just keeps pumping out flowers. So if you want a kind of a pretty plant, I would say you could grow this as a garden plant, not just as a cut flower. And then of course, we looked at this last week, but this is that midnight sun Weigela, which is so pretty. The alliums are still really pretty. This is their Millennium. And I do love this combo of Millennium Allium and Calamintha Montrose White. I think it's a good, I mean, actually, I think Montrose White goes so well with so many other plants, but looks really good. Now, hey, I'm going to mention this. I have not applied deer repellent for about a month now. And I did notice that I need to get out. I'm just waiting for the mosquitoes to go away. So we are going to see a little bit of deer damage around. It's not terrible, but like here you can see they got a little bit of my flowerful, just that one little spike there. This is the flowerful hydrangeas again. Those are looking good. Oh my God, you guys, I literally don't know how long this is going to go because the mosquitoes are so bad. Oh, let's look at the hot border, which is kind of hot with the exception of the sedums and the alliums in the front are not doing justice here. But what is doing justice here is this beautiful bleeding hearts Heliopsis. Love it so much. Just beautiful. Cannot recommend that one enough. Oh, look, we do have a dahlia blooming. This is, I'd have to look up the name of it. This was a seed dahlia that I grew from seed. Just blooming now. This is an All-America Selection winner. It's kind of I knew it was going to be red, but it's kind of an orangey red, but great foliage on it and no staking on that. There's a lot of weeds in there, though, that need to get dealt with. I got to refresh the water here. It gets a lot of grass ends up in there when the grass gets mown. What is this flowering? What is this? Well, it's like a trillium, but it's not a trillium. I don't know. I'm perplexed by what's happening right there. Maybe that's a seed pod from a trillium? Maybe that's what this is. Sorry about the shadows. Maybe this is a seed pod from trilliums. Must be, right? Because obviously the trilliums are very much done. Oh gosh, funny how we need water. I do have some blooms on the Begonia grandis. I also have some blooms that were eaten, just one that were eaten by deer, or rabbits, could be. That's very exciting. Let's just hope those guys seed around so that there's a lot left to try to make it through winter. I see there's a branch in the middle of this that needs to get taken down. Oh gosh, I do need to weed. Holy smokes. See a lot of weeds around. And water. Goodness gracious. Okay, well, you can't just sit around your garden and not do anything for a long time and expect it to, gosh, I hope the wind's not too bad. Hold on, let me change my mic. I didn't realize it was going to be quite so windy here. Let me protect the mic a little bit. Hold on. Okay. The castor bean, speaking of castor beans, is finally growing a little bit. Which, I mean, I just wish it would have been doing this, a long time ago. I actually just have to say, I like the castor beans right here. And while I was thinking about another tree, because if you remember this spot, let me go down the path and turn around here. This spot was where I had a dogwood, and a big apple dogwood, and it did not do well here. I think it was too wet. Oh, we got to keep moving. So I just stuck the castor beans there for this year, but I gotta say, I kind of like this here. So maybe we just don't plant anything there and keep sticking some fun annuals there in the future. Oh boy, lack of maintenance shows quick. Holy moly. The Inhepida subsessilis, where I didn't cut it back, it's finally showing its age on these flowers. We have to move quick, you guys. I can't even explain to you the situation with the mosquitoes. Let's come around this way because the blue, I think it's called blue flame phlox did have a chance to bloom now. I protected them from the deer long enough for them to bloom. Check out the color on those. It's like just, it's more purple than blue, but it's so almost like iridescent, beautiful color. And then of course we've got Asclepias tuberosa here. I mean, you can't go wrong with orange and purple. Look at the mass of irises over there. Holy cow. Those are all maybe purple flame iris. Boy, they have gotten prolific. They like their life there. Wonder if I should be dividing those or not. I mean, I should be, but do I have to? Not should I. I know I should. Let's see. This is this Echinopsis. This is Star Frost. And one thing you can do with these is once they sort of get like brown like that, you can kind of like brush off the petals, and at least you still get this kind of pretty little, I mean, you don't have to obviously, but you get this pretty little ball still even after you brush off the brown petals, so they still look good even after technically the flowers are done. The Queen of Diamonds, Veronicastrum, is finally blooming properly. Oh my God, I can't get over what a mess the garden is. I really should go back to gardening. Very pretty plants. They are half as tall as they usually are. Not half. I mean, they're probably at 4 feet. Usually they get to like 6 feet. It's crazy. I'm trying to think of where I can safely walk without getting eaten alive. We'll just take a stroll this way. First of all, there's Pycnanthemum muticum, blunt mountain mint. So, I mean, I think this is a beautiful plant. Some people it's a little too wild looking for them, but I love it. Let's stroll down the driveway. And, oh, the Bobos got hit by deer. Look at this. Only, not this one, but these. I mean, maybe I didn't spray those as much as I sprayed something else. I don't know. Oh, I got the cellar door open and all the stuff out here. Sorry, bit of a mess here. But let's take a look at this view down the path. I love that this path is like kind of obscured now. It's what I wanted this, you know, that was the vision the whole time. Here, look at this Eucomis. This one is a newer flower. Let's see if I go this way, we might get better lighting on it. Isn't it pretty? I love it so much. This is one that's spent and you can see all the seed heads on it. Still equally as interesting. I don't know which one this is. Maybe just like Eucomis bicolor or something like that. And then all the Nicotiana, these were grown from seed this year, is finally starting to bloom. This is Langsdorffii. So this is the one that has like these little like trumpet shaped flowers. But like more chartreuse, but smaller flowers and kind of trumpet shape. I'm here for them. I like it. Let's try to go on the grass over here, but I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to do that because I'm already itching. The Nepeta here, oh my gosh, the weeds. I guess the rain, you know, we had all that rain. That's a good way to get a lot of weeds. I'm really swatting here. Anyway, the Cat's Meow Nepeta is starting, we'll get at least another flowering, and this is at least the second one, but it might be the third actually. Let's just take a stroll around this way. Oh, this garden's looking nice, I think. Now that we finally got the more of that caladium flowering to fill in that hole, pretty happy with how that's looking, especially for, you know, a lot of this just being annuals and first year type of stuff. I think it looks pretty. And I've been showing you this spot for several weeks now, but it still looks good. So that's, you know, a note of what looks good for a long period of time. These pretty echinaceas, and I mean, Millennium Allium, I talk about it all the time, but that's because it's a darn good plant. Oh, I see we've just got hoses all over and everything. Huh. God, who's the gardener around here? So that is the Phlomis tuberosa. And I would say it's time now to cut that back. I mean, I think we've gotten to the point where the seed heads have gotten a little bit aggressively brown, so probably I'll cut that back. But the Angelica gigas, I'm trying to say it right, gigas, is blooming there, which is one of my favorite plants. It's good. It'll seed around, which is good because we kind of overweeded a little bit of it out, so there's not as much. But it's a good biennial and a good performer. Oh, I'll show you that let's go down this way. The ligularia is in like full flower, and you can see all the orangey flowers. I mean, I don't think these are attractive flowers at all. They also make it seed all over. So I'm going to come through because we have a lot of seeds already. We've got a lot of seedlings around. I'm going to come through and cut those off. I see places that need water. It's funny how I can say that we just had this like 7 inches of rain, but we need water again. Now this allium right here is Summer Beauty. And you can see that Summer Beauty is way over. I mean, Millennium keeps going. Oh, there's my string. Millennium keeps going. And that's why I prefer Millennium over, I mean, I don't mind mixing them up. Let's look at it from this way. I don't mind mixing it up, but this is why I would prefer Millennium over. I also like the Serendipity is fine too. I don't see a lot of difference with that. But Millennium is currently my favorite of all of them. Let's take a little peek in here. The Thalictrum is blowing in the wind here. Really beautiful though. It's happy over here. Let's just take a closer look at these flowers because these have, can you see them? Let me get you back here. They have these pretty yellow centers on them. All right, let's just pop into the vegetable garden quickly. Although, I have to tell you guys, I don't think anyone's watching me for vegetable gardening content because every time I post a video about anything related to vegetable gardening, it tanks. Like the 2 videos I did about which I'm gonna do them anyway, because some people like them, and I feel like, you know, this is about chronicling my garden and experiments and things like that, and this falls into that. But boy, the garlic videos just tank, as almost anything in the vegetable garden does. The cucumbers have been great. We've got, I mean, I just picked a ton of them yesterday. And they've been really good. I'm growing, I think this is Chelsea Prize right here. Maybe not. This might be Mojito. So Mojito was a new one that I grew this year. And then Suyo Long and Chelsea Prize, which is one of those ones that I've just grown forever. Unfortunately, because the vines are so intertwined, it's very hard to tell which is which, except for Suyo Long, which I can definitely spot. And then I've got these leeks here. These are these mini leeks. This is Lincoln, I think. These are really tender, like mini leeks. Those are pretty good. The beans, look, I'm gonna have beans soon. I told you guys it's late here. And yes, last night I picked all the strawberries, finally getting some strawberries. And I got a whole bunch more ripe today. We had them at a family dinner last night, which was nice. I picked my first tomato yesterday. So the tomatoes, everything looks good. We haven't had any signs of like blight or anything, I don't think, knock on wood. But everything looks good. We just don't have a lot of stuff growing. I certainly hope we don't get an early frost here, because if we do, I'm not going to have much of a summer. This is, I got to show you this amaranth here. So this is Dreadlocks, and it self-seeded itself here. It self-seeded itself last year too, but well, the sun is kind of tough here. Anyway, those are quite tall. I also have, the squash is looking pretty good. A little yellow, but not too much mildew, and knock on wood, I haven't seen any sign of vine borers yet, but they can come at any time. But I've only had like 3 zucchinis so far. They are back here, and I don't see any more in there. But you know how that goes. There's probably one the size of a baseball bat. Oh, I do see. Yes, there is one the size of a baseball bat over there. See? They're so sneaky. Oh, maybe not. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's not so bad. Actually, that's a pretty good size right there. This is, where are you? Where are you? There you go. It's actually a nice size one. Then we've got some, like this is honey nut. And I have a big butternut on over here. I hope we get a lot more than just the few that I'm seeing though. There's a big old butternut on here right now. That's a nice size one. Did I talk to you guys about the salt marsh hay? Well, I have a couple of times. I am loving it. Oh, bastard. Someone knocked down an apple. And look at friggin' chipmunks. This is the problem. And if I bag them, they just steal them in the bag. But there are a lot of apples on there. Anyway, the salt marsh hay, amazing, amazing mulch for the garden. I would say this is the one thing. So like if I want to pull this weed, which we do, there's nothing in here. This is where the garlic came out. You tend to pull a little bit of straw with it. Not the worst thing in the world, obviously, but just something to note. But I did this entire garden with 1 bale. So if you guys are thinking about doing the salt marsh hay thing, and there's a link in my description. If you're thinking about doing the salt marsh hay thing, I did all of the beds in here. So that's 8 big beds and 4 little beds, and then the sides. Did all that with 1 bale. So 1 bale gets you quite far. This is, oh, I showed you the lemon basil. We've talked about it already because some of you guys gave me some suggestions of what to do with it. Anyway, there's the vegetable garden. And over here, I got to tie some dahlias up again. I picked the good flower that was over here. This is a dahlia that I grew from seed last year and then saved the tuber. And I really love it. This one is also, the outer petals did not either form or fell off on this one already, but it's like an anemone type, and I love it. It was from the Florette collection. It was the only one that I saved that I liked enough to actually save, but I do like it a lot. And then over here, I think this is Hamari Gold over here. We have a lot of Hamari Gold. Yeah, I think so. Or there's another one. It might not be Hamari Gold. There's another one. Anyway, pretty. Okay, moving on from the vegetable garden. Although look at all my I can't believe how many strawberries got ripe, or unless I missed them yesterday. Oh, just show you this quickly because this container, I have been deadheading, you can see there. This container just keeps getting better and better and better. Maybe one of the worst looking ones when we planted it, out of all the ones that I planted in that one video, but it just gets better and better. So good. And the summer, I've got more summer hyacinth coming up, which is the first time I've grown this bulb. It's a very intriguing plant. It's really interesting. I'm so glad I threw them in there. But the whole thing, I mean, I just think this is really very successful. I wish that there's some of the ornamental oregano on the far side over here did not make it, which is too bad, but it's okay. Still looks pretty good. Oh, look at this. Oh, see, they're so shy. Okay, gang, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I think what I took away from this garden tour, other than that I don't like mosquitoes, is that you can't just not do anything in your garden for like 2 weeks and not think you're going to pay the price, because there's weeds and other things that need to be managed. So, oh well, we'll get to them. I will enjoy that. I actually just have been like catching up on all the other things that I wasn't doing when I was working in my garden. So I'll just spend some more time in the garden now. That's really no hardship. Have a great day in your garden, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching. And I'll just quickly show you this. These are the lime lights that pop up over here. They're so pretty. And then we've got the brugmansia beyond it, but do not regret putting these here at all. I love how they pop up just above the height of the railing here. And they're big. Big, big, big. Looking good. All right, that's it. Bye, everybody.